Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. We are entering our 9th year, or we just started our 9th year of homeschooling. I will have an 8th grader, 4th grader, kindergartner, and preschooler, and today's video is a plan with me video. So I plan I like to say the weekend or the Sunday before. A lot of times it's not till Monday, but I do this process that I'm going to show you today sometime on the weekend to prepare for the new week. If I'm really on my game, I'll do it on Friday when but most of the time it's the next week. We don't school at our house on Mondays because we have co-op on Mondays, so sometimes it doesn't get done until Monday night. But somewhere at the beginning of our week, I will do this process that I'm going to show you guys. So if you haven't seen or you don't know, I use these that I made. I've shared these over on my website, so I will link that down below. But I've shared these. I make a flow, and then looking at that flow, I make this side, which is kind of like a checklist that we do each week. I then laminate it, and I use the Expo Vis-a-Vis wet erase markers to write on the lamination. Trust me on this one, the Vis-a-Vis wet erase works so much better than dry erase. I can't say that word for some reason today. On laminated stuff. I promise you it's worth it. I feel like this sticks. The dry erase is just so hard to get off, and this is so much easier to get off. So, and then it doesn't leave sometimes the dry erase on laminated things kind of leaves this haziness out over time. This does not do that. The wet erase does not do that. So, so let's see. I will link these and the thing down below for you. And let me kind of turn the camera around so I can show you kind of what I do. Okay, please excuse any mess that you see, because this, this is my desk and it's messy right now, But basically what I'm going to need is I'm going to need my checklist for each of my daughters, and then I'm going to need my planner. This year I'm using the School Nest planner, the minimalist version. And so I will show you, I kind of already did this process. I forgot that I was going to film it. So I'll show you what I did and then show you what I do to get ready for the next week. So again, in Florida we have to keep a portfolio, and so this is what I use to demonstrate my log of activity that we have to do. There's another word they use for it, but I just call it a log of activity. So basically, this is how I've set up my planner. I put my students' names and then our family subjects down here at the bottom. And then I've done Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because this one in the fold is kind of hard to write on. So I'm going to use this for extra stuff. Or if we do something extra on a Monday or something, I might make this Monday. And then I'm saving this over here for the weekend, because sometimes we do things on the weekend, like field trips and such. So this is probably going to be Monday because we do co-op on Monday, and then that I don't have to worry about trying to write all of Wednesday's stuff down in this crack here. So that's how I've set this up. I write in very simply. So what I do is I take her checklist. Now, she didn't mark off all the checks, so just ignore, just because it's not checked doesn't mean we didn't do it. But basically I just take what she did, math each day, write it in. She did a fix-it thing each day. We took a rest day on Thursday because I had other things that I had to do, so we actually are going to do school on the weekend. And then I do the same thing throughout all the subjects that, my older girls have 2 boxes, and then my younger kiddos only just have 1 box each. That's, I think, what's going to work best for us this year. So once I transfer it all over to what we did and when we did it, then I will get a baby wipe and my papers, and I will just wipe it with a baby wipe and then wipe off all that ink with a tissue. And then I will do the other one so that we're starting with clean slates. I typically start with my oldest daughter because little sister joins in with some of our things, and she's kind of what I base most of our learning on, and then whatever my younger daughter joins in on, I transfer it over, and then I add in her stuff as well. I don't make these checklists for my younger kiddos right now because we just are doing pinwheels and math with confidence, so we're just doing the next lesson. So he doesn't really need to see this, so I don't do it for them. I just write in my planner over here what we did for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. So she is going to be doing math lessons 13, 14, and 15. And I have a whole video on how I laid this, how I got to this. So if you want to see that, I'll link it down below and maybe up in the card for you guys. Philosophy, we are on question 17, and root words, we're on lesson 9. This is daily reading. She has to do 10 to 15 minutes, or she has to do 15 minutes daily. Fix-It grammar is the same structure each week, so she just does that same structure each week. Spelling, so spelling is one that I need to pull the book because we're doing it by page number. Just kind of a brief update. We're using spelling connections, and we're liking it so far. I'm gonna give it another couple of weeks before we say for sure. But she will be doing page 6 to 7, 9, and then 10 to 11 next week. So I'll just cut her book and flip through and see what pages she needs to do for that. This I just know because we did question 16 last week, so we're on question 17 this week, kind of thing. Which we didn't do it last week, so I already knew we were on question 17. We haven't started this yet, so I'm going to cross that out. Lit guides. We are going to be starting Sisters of the Never See. And so we will start working on that this week. I'm not going to, this has also writing. I'm not starting writing yet. So we're just going to be working on the lit guide. So I know we're going to have to read a chapter for 5 days. So I put these little check marks so we can do that, and then we will do dictation and probably the what to note, and so that's all out of the Brave Writer Guide. Sorry if you couldn't really see that well. We'll probably go over these pages, and then I'll probably save the spotlight for next week. So, because these are supposed to do, you're supposed to do a whole thing 1 week. We don't do that. We just read the chapters, 1 chapter a day, and it takes us as long as it takes us. For history and science, I'm going to do that in a second because it's on the computer. Computer science, we haven't started yet, so I'm going to just cross that out. Family subjects, I know we will be doing the next instrument in Woven Melodies, which will be the drums. So I'm going to put drums here. And then I'm going to be ambitious and say we're going to start the House on Pooh Corner. I don't know that we will actually get to that or not because we are, oops, that's not how you spell corner. We are going out of town this week for part of the week. So that's ambitious, but I'm going to go, I'd rather put more on than not enough on. So that is what I do. I'm going to pull up my computer screen for you guys to see this. Give me just 1 second. So I'm going to dual screen here for you guys so that so you can see what I'm doing. But I have a video on this where I set up a Google Classroom for what we are doing for history and science this year. So I'm just going to come here to the next section, which is our birth of the universe. And I see that our first lesson is the Big Bang. And then we're going to cover the universe. And then we're going to cover galaxies. And then we are going to cover stars. Okay, so that is, I'm just writing the next lesson down from over here. I'm just writing the next lesson down. So that is what we are going to be doing next week. for my oldest daughter. So then, like I said, my younger daughter does a lot of the same things. So the family subjects are the same. We're doing drums, and we're starting House on Pooh Corner. And then she's also going to do, I should have gone from the top because my hand's going to mess that up, but ignore the terrible handwriting. Big Bang, Universe, Galaxies, and Stars. So she's not joining everything that we're doing up here, but she's going to be doing something on each of those topics that might be a little bit different, but we haven't started spelling with her yet. We're using Michael Clay Thompson, and I'm seeing like if I can add that in or not. And we're not starting Fix It Grammar yet. So I'm just crossing those off because she's not going to do those. I know she still has to do the test, or well, actually she's going to do that today. So I'm not going to put that on here, but she's going to be on lesson 25 next week. And then we're going to do question 17 and lesson 9. She has to also do 15 minutes reading every day. And so let me do her Michael Clay Thompson. So I did buy the whole bundle, so I got a kind of like breakdown of what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to share it because they don't give it out unless you buy the whole bundle, but that's what I'm looking at over here is what comes next. So this week we did, let me get my book, hold on. So this week we did parts of speech and parts of a sentence. So next week we're going to do phrases. So phrases and clauses. So I'm going to put on here phrases and review, and then clauses and review. So what we've been doing is, so it's a little bit different than what they suggest in here, but she's okay. She's understanding some of these things we've covered in Pinwheels, so we're moving a little bit faster. But what we've been doing is like this part and then doing it again and reviewing, and then doing this part and doing it again and reviewing, doing this part, doing it again, review. So that's kind of the structure we've been following. So that's the structure I'm putting down here. So the reason I like this system is because if plans change, it's really easy to just wipe it off and put something else down. Or if we didn't get to it, it's really easy to just leave it there or wipe it off, move it up to the top. And it just is just the easiest way. I'm not making crossouts in my planner. I'm not doing, having to move things around and all of those things. So this just really works really, really well for us. I've been doing it now for like 2.5 years and I love it. Okay, so that is kind of what I do to get ready for a week. It's really that simple. I just transfer the information over to my planner and then fill in what's just next on our thing to do what's next on our list of things to do for our subjects. So that's what I've been doing. Like I said, I've been doing it for a few years now and I really enjoy it. It's really easy. It just works really, really well for us. So if you have any questions about this, let me know down in the comments. Again, I'm linking down below. I do have this as a PDF printable on my website, so I'll link it down below for you guys. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you have any tips on planning or something I could do to improve, I'd love to hear that down in the comments. While you're down there, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget, you can follow us over on Instagram at Homeschoolology. And that is it for me today. So I hope you'll come back and chat with me again real soon, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.